DevEpress has on their website a series of magic minutes which show how to use their software to create something within a minute. We're going to attempt that too, but it won't be 1 minute, it'll be a few minutes. We're going to create a scheduler application, and to do that, open Microsoft Visual Studio. We're going to create a new project, and it's going to be a Windows Forms application. It'll have a default form, we don't want that, and we're going to add a new DevEpress Windows ribbon form. Now we no longer need the old form, and the new form is going to be our startup form. So we go into Project Properties and select the ribbon form as the startup form. To that ribbon form, we're going to add a scheduler component or scheduler control. The next move is to dock it to the parent container. To create all the menus, they just make it too easy. Click on Create All Bars, and all of a sudden we have got a whole series of wonderful menus. We'll get rid of the one we don't want. The next stage is to bind the scheduler to our data source. Now I've already created the tables for this, but it's pretty easy. We simply select the appointments data source. We don't have one, so we add it to the project data, database, data set, and we're going to call it the appointments data set. Click on Finish, select the table, which is our appointments table, select Finish, we're done. The mappings wizard takes a pretty good guess at which of the fields are the appropriate ones, and usually gets it right, but you can fine tune that. We then have to select the resources data source, and in a similar way we select resources. To determine the actual nature of the table, you need to write for this. See the DevEpress documentation. It's pretty easy, and they've even got scripts to create it on the database. Click on Finish, and we are looking good. Now that creates a appointment form which works straight away. In this case it's a medical application, and we can see that we've got our pre-built appointments. We're going to set it to day view, and we're going to group by date, expand that, and we can see on Tuesday the 10th of July we've got these doctors working. We can change to different work view, week view, month view, but to see what's happening we'll just use day view. You can also, as well as grouping by date, group by resource. It's just another way of presenting the data. With the view, if you want to restrict it to working hours, just click on working hours, and the time now starts from 9 o'clock. To make an appointment, select the time you want to make, select new appointment, done. OK, an appointment is made for that time. You can also zoom in and select finer and finer appointment times. New appointment. Appointments can be all-day appointments, recurring appointments. You can set times for appointments, set reminders for appointments before they go off. It's a very versatile system. Or if you click here, you can make an all-day appointment. Now this data, if we close the form and reopen it, isn't saved. So where to from here? What we do is select the scheduler storage, go to the events, and on the appointments inserting, changed and deleted, insert this simple code, which is simply me.appointments table adapter dot update appointments data source, data set I should say. Now you need to add that to all three of the events, which is appointments inserted. I've got that on the wrong one, not to worry. Just delete, select that, delete that. So appointments changed. Back to the ribbon form, and that same event can be used for all three. Now, if we were to run the program and close it and reopen, the appointments would be persisted. We also need to set the scheduler to open on today's date, and it's simply a matter of me.scheduler scheduler control 1 dot start time equals now. So we now have a pretty fully functional scheduler which will open at today's date, Tuesday the 10th of July. We then select group by date, so all our doctors are showing up on that time. We can have a look at it gets a bit crowded when you do this, but you can do that. You can set timeline views, and if we create an appointment, test, we can set this with a reminder in 15 minutes, and also set a recurrence, and it'll be every day for the next 7 days. We've now got our appointment, which will set up a little reminder very shortly, and we can then go forward a day, back a day. If we close this and rerun it, we can see that the appointment has been saved in our database. And we can double click it to modify it, and just looking at the recurrence here, daily, every 6 days, daily every 1 day, for 10 occurrences. Okay, if we now move forward a day, we'll see that same appointment is there, and you can do all sorts of things with these. You can open them, you can drag them between appointments, you can split them. It's just an exceptionally pleasant scheduler application. That's all. I'm not sure how many minutes that was, certainly not one, but it shows how easy it is to do.